Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into the Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the host, DeMornay Pierson-El, streaming in. If you guys want to join in, use the Sartor Hamann text line. That's 402-464-5685. You can use the streams as well, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Allo, Channel 961. I've got Royals on the brick and mortar, but we'll still have plenty of Tick weeknights left. Up next, we all have What's Brewing with Chance Brewington at the 8 o'clock hour. And then, of course, as always on Wednesday night, the Malone radio show. Those guys will go from 9 to 10. With the house cleaning out of the way, DeMornay Pierson-El, how's it going on this Wednesday night?
It's going real good, just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, we got a starting quarterback. Are you surprised?
No.
Don't really. What does this really mean when that officially gets announced? Does anything change?
It's a weight off the shoulders of probably the offensive side. I mean, the offensive side knew or had, functioned one way or another with somebody with, whoever was the better quarterback. But I mean, it's out there, something that's, not hidden. It's kind of like, you check mark it off and now it's just continue to work and get ready for things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd imagine, like you said, the offense had a pretty good idea already. I mean, how the fan base had a really good idea on who it was going to be. Now we've kind of mentioned before, Jamal Banks being the only single digit on that offensive side of the ball, wide receiver, transfer from Wake Forest. You know who your starting quarterback is. What's the offense putting together? This point in the season, week 0, we mentioned it. That week 0 is this weekend. Week 1 next week, Nebraska's got UTEP. What does it look like getting ready on the offensive side of the ball right now?
Patching up things, making sure everybody's kind of camp is done is over with. Now we're just fine tuning and making sure that that they are an effective unit on that side of the ball. You got their starting quarterback already announced. So now, okay, well, what is the game plan? Now you're starting to look at that first game and what do they do well, and kind of putting together what you want to do to attack. So pretty much, the battling for positions is pretty much done. The people, the offensive guys know, who's the first team or should be situated with. Now it's just kind of, all right, let's, get ready for week 1. What do we like to do? How do we want to attack them? Now you can start, the coaches will start down in distances and, kind of getting the looks of, okay, they're this type of team. You can expect this, you can expect that. So now you kind of start to iron out the details of how you plan to attack in the first game.
And then with Dylan Raiola being named the starting QB, do you try to throw any wrinkles in there with Harbor? In some situations, you can go Tim Tebow-esque with Florida. Now, I'm not saying we copy that situation, but Harbor, clearly the physical QB. Do you use them at all in any sort of wrinkles, trick plays for the most part, where maybe you do it 5 times a year? Do you have that thought with a guy like Harburg?
I would say it's more so of a rushing thing. You can kind of run like a wildcat, put Harburg in like motion and have him, tee it up or block it, or you can put him in there in short yardage situations. And if you're running off tackle or power out or something like that. Again, you could put a tight end in motion or have a running back, coming in motion and, sweep right, everybody go right. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they have a few of those wrinkles that you'll see. Hopefully you don't have to pull those out game 1.
Yeah, I was just giving you my next question. I really hope we don't waste those on UTEP. Should we blow UTEP out? Like, should that be an expectation? Or like this team finished bottom of the barrel last year. This year, they're projected. I know it's just projections, but when you look at what they were last year, should there be an expectation that, I know it's the first game, I know you got a rookie QB, but you should blow this team out of the water?
You should expect, or you should hope for a double-digit lead. I would say 12 plus, 14 plus, 2 touchdown leagues. That's a pretty solid, okay, y'all are playing or we're playing how you're supposed to. I've been on the end of the games where you're supposed to blow teams out and they were a lot more closer. But as long as the win is there and whatnot, we can worry about the points. If there are missed opportunities or whatnot or anything like that, it is what it is. But you want to hope for a 2-digit lead.
Yeah, and I think that should be the expectation. I'm going to try to figure out what the spread is right now. But I'm tired of Nebraska being in this place. It's like, well, we got to be careful. Like, it's UTEP. Again, I'm not going to say that we should beat these guys by 60, not the classic Skurs by 90. But this should be a team that you should take care of handedly, even if you do got some younger guys at those positions. If you have aspirations of continuing the momentum and beating Colorado, I do think, you try to figure out a way to put 40-plus points. And if not 40-plus points, you better be stingy on defense and maybe give up 3, a touchdown at most. Like, I think this is a team that if you really kind of want to start waking up Husker Nation and the rest of the world for that matter, you got to take care of these games. What is it about those games where things go south, where they do that opposing team, whether it's a Troy, Northern Illinois, Georgia Southern, or in this case, UTEP, it's the other team that they can beat you?
So some of the time it's, the actual time of things taking off. That 11 o'clock game, I don't think that's just been a farewell thing for us. We've never really, it takes us a half to wake up. That's just what it is. And I know they changed to practices early in the morning, so they might be a little bit better or, more acclimated to, waking up or starting quicker. So I think that's a piece of it. The other piece is that you actually overlook your competition. You're a Power 5. We're Nebraska and everything like that. At the end of the day, ball is ball, whether if it's on a lower level or not. If you get hit so many times in the mouth, you could get knocked out. So in the past, I think it's just been necessarily overlooking that opponent. It's just, we're better than them. We don't necessarily have to kind of try. When they're bringing their best efforts regardless, and it becomes a game.
Yeah, and then we realize some of those other teams, they got some absolute athletes. I'm blanking on the name of that Fordham linebacker, but what an absolute animal. And he was in every single tackle on that defensive side of the ball when Nebraska hosted Fordham. And there's a linebacker and I think you're going to see that more. The talent for the football talent pool is more evenly distributed than ever, even at these smaller schools, simply because you might be able to pluck a couple of really good athletes if you got enough NIL money. That's so much of the game now. But if you're wondering about the spread, Nebraska is favored, not by 10, not by 12, 27.5. So odds Vegas is saying below this team out of the water. Do you feel pretty good?
You said 40-something points. That's just a touchdown and field goal a quarter. Mm-hmm. So I think that's manageable. I think that should be fine for a coming out party. I don't expect our defense to be terrible. I expect them to feast. So hopefully we have multiple disruptive, turnovers on that side, and that'll help drive things up.
Who do you think the leading sack leader is going to be on that defensive side of the ball? Last year, it was Jamari Butler, who racked up 6. Jamari Butler, oddly enough, doesn't get talked about very much, but he was, in fact, the leading sack leader for us last year with 6.
It just depends on, who's in the prime positions to kind of mess with these offensive linemen and these tight ends. If we do a lot of, A-gap blitzing, Bullock could be somebody that can come off. You got stunts on the inside. Of course, your outside linebackers typically, or your outside linebackers right off the edge. You might have that, or we could have an interior D lineman step up and really kind of flex his muscle. So that one's hard. Just because we technically don't have that type of style of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like a Malik Collins or a Randy Gregory, to where that's what they're there for. Regardless, Malik was a interior tackle, but he was getting sacks. He was disruptive. The guys kind of on the line now. I feel like it's more so of a problem for them to be pushed out the way. So they're more so, you're not gonna run through this hole. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a bend but don't break with some of those guys. You don't have guys that are disruptive, that are literally tossing people out of the club on the interior just about. Right. Not to say that they can't do it, but that's just kind of that's not their MO. That's not their kind of flash that they kind of have. So he could go off for 10, 12 maybe, but it just depends, because you never know where the blitz is coming from or who's going or whatnot. So it's open. Isaac can be somebody that can come off the edge crazy and whatnot. He can, I felt like that he was kind of put in the back end. Now he's going to be playing a lot closer to the line, at that 10 to 8 or 10 to 5 yard range, to where, he can blitz, he can cover and everything like that. So, they might pin his ears back and, he might take off for, a good 10 sacks.
Yeah, I wish my answer wasn't so similar. I think it's just going to be all around. I really do. The way that Tony White likes to kind of dial up these defenses, he's mentioned it in press conferences. He's got a bunch of guys that all do something a little bit better and different than the guy to the side of them. And they all kind of feed off each other and how they're able to find pressure. So, yeah, when it comes to like Ty, Nash, even the linebackers, you can throw Gifford, you can throw Jamari Butler. You can pick a safety. He might dial up some safety blitzes where those guys are coming downhill screaming, ears pinned back. So I'm not necessarily worried with who the leader is. I asked the question simply for food for thought, but I think just the total at the end is what's going to matter. Tackles for loss, sacks. So I think we're going to be able to dial up pressure from a lot of areas. Yes. And with UTEP, I don't think we're going to get too cute with it. I think we're going to keep it pretty basic, because we're going to want to save that for Colorado. Yeah, because they have great playmakers. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you don't like Colorado, if you don't like Dion. They got playmakers. But Nebraska, Vegas odds, spread favoring the Skurs, -6. How does that UTEP game have to go if we're going to roll into Colorado with confidence? Like, does that UTEP game at all really matter how we're going to roll out into week 2 hosting Colorado, which is going to be a primetime game?
Yes, because you want to be, efficient on both sides of the ball. With that type of game, on the offensive side, you want to put points on the board every time you're on the offensive side. So whether that's a touchdown or a field goal, like you're still with playing them and everything like that, I expect them to score or have some points on the offensive side. Defensive wise, touchdowns can happen and everything like that. It's a young group. You got young guys out there. I say 10 is generous. Allowing them to score 10 points at home, first game of the season. You are what you are, and the top 10 or last year was finished top 10 and whatnot. So I don't expect I don't expect the defense to give up 10 points. And collectively, if both sides do that, that's a dominant game. Not doing anything special or whatnot. I think that'll kind of had going into Colorado, they won't know what's in store for them, and you got a couple wrinkles because they had success against them last year, so now it's just building up on things.
Yeah, and let's just go ahead and go through the suffering already. Well, last year, Colorado, again, this was nuts because they were 22 in the country because they managed to beat TCU. So we're playing a AP opponent team in Colorado who would end up winning. I think what was it, 4 games or 5 games? Colorado wrapped up with. They didn't go bowling.
Yeah, I think it was 5. I think they won 5.
5, yeah. I just remember it was really after that Stanford meltdown where Colorado
just
yeah. But they looked good against us, unfortunately. And a lot of it was the second half. A lot of it, in my opinion, was turnovers, and our defense got gassed. But the thing was the key. You held Colorado to 0 in that first quarter. And then the second quarter, you give up 13. Third quarter, you give up 10. Fourth quarter, you give up 13. And that was a lot of turnovers that really started racking up after that first quarter alone.
They had the ball in their own territory. So, if you start at the 50 and you get 25 yards, that's a field goal. Like, you at least leave them with 3 points. And they seem like to be on offense every third play. And even if we got to, 5 plays, 6 or 7, it was a turnover going back the other way. So was that really necessarily Colorado just being dominant, or they just had more opportunities to score with the elevation out there and everything like that? It's only so much, you can do as a defense.
Yeah. And this is, again, to illustrate why Nebraska's favored by 6. If you think, we lost 36-14 last year. Jeff Sims, 2 fumbles, lost both of them. Gabe Irvin Jr., 1 fumble, lost it right away. Luke Lindner, 1 fumble. Luckily, we don't lose it. We fall back on it. But that's 4 fumbles right there. 3 of them that result in the turnovers. And then you go to interceptions. Jeff Sims obviously throws a pick as well. And that doesn't mention all the times they just fumbled the snap, had a motion, a bad handoff to where maybe you didn't turn the ball over, but just another wasted down. How much can you expect this to be cleaned up? It's an early game. It's week 2. You got young players in there. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be what we had where it's just bizarre, the level of turnovers.
I don't think you'll see the level of the turnover rate, meaning with the handoff exchange and the miscues from literally the center to the quarterback. I think that'll be gone. Every now and then, you might have, quarterback might not put it in the running back's stomach so much, or the running back, doesn't clamp down enough or something like that. That you might have, a few of those a year, but I don't expect 2 and 3 a game. I don't expect that from literally one position. Like I said, turnovers are turnovers. Like they if you throw an interception, that's going to happen. I'm not going to say, that can't happen. That's not going to happen. It's a part of the game. But I expect the miscues in our own backfield before we even get on the attack to go forward to try and get, yardage and everything. I expect those type of miscues and whatnot to be completely eliminated.
The last question before we go to break. How do you stop Shedeur Sanders? Last year, he just lit us up. 31 for 42, almost a 400-yard game. Finishes with 393 yards, average of about 10 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. QBR wasn't great because he was taking sacks, especially early on. We talked about that Nebraska defense. 71.2. But I think you're going to take a 400-yard game just about with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a high completion percentage. How do you stop this guy?
You kind of got to plaster him a little bit. We have enough guys at the second level to once the original play breaks down to where they can take that next guy away and somebody has to come clean, him have to go after him and get after him outside of the pocket. You can't give him extended play time and whatnot. And when he's on the run, you got to make him feel it. You got to kind of put him in a panic a little bit. You can't let him get comfortable. So he's like I said, they struggled early on in the first quarter, and that's what they were doing. They were getting after him. Anytime he ran out of the pocket, they had people on him. They had his first options, taken away. The second half, they just kind of started picking apart certain things or start going after certain people and whatnot. So you got to get after him. You got to make him panic a little bit. Get him off of his game. Have him not on his rhythm, not having, the game in control and everything like that. And like I said, you got to get him on the ground. So you do that, I think you could slow them down a lot.
Yeah, you definitely got to get some sacks on him.
Yeah,
because you got to make him pay for it. That's why that first quarter was beautiful.
I'm frustrated.
Because that first quarter was like, man, Nebraska, we might be able to pull this off. It looked great, right? Because you saw a version of Shedeur Sanders that was frustrated, like clearly upset with the offensive line, and Nebraska's defense was able to get pressure quickly on him, and he just didn't look comfortable. And then, a couple turnovers, you put the defense in a spot where they are just completely guessing.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I can't remember. There was a couple times where Colorado got the turnover, and immediately it's like, let's just take a shot. Deep ball.
And all it was, there was literally double post and an over, a seam. Like like I said, they started attacking certain areas of the field to where guys were tired. Like how many times like I said, it wasn't even 6-7 plays before the defense was right back out there, and you in Colorado. Like oxygen, it's burn. It's gonna hurt. So I mean, they definitely, they caught us slipping. That's all it was.
Yeah, and this is hopefully we get the revenge, right? The beautiful thing is you get them in Lincoln this time. You don't got to be sucking for air. You ran those stadium steps. You should be in great shape. And if you take care of UTEP and if you trust this defense, you should be able to even beat the spread by more than 6. Now, Colorado, I don't want to overshadow them. They do have some elite playmakers. They can make things happen out of thin air sometimes. But I think as a whole, this defense, if they just keep people in front, they can limit a lot of those big plays and just force Shedeur to play a perfect game and allow your pressure to get to him. And hopefully, you can force him into some punts. But certainly going to kind of be the real kickoff, that game 2, Colorado night game. We've talked about before, probably going to be a top 10 most watched college football game this season, if not too far from it. What do you expect the vibe to be like in Lincoln for that game? Assuming...
like I said, hopefully something close to Miami when Miami came in 2014. It's a rivalry game. Things get a little, chippy between, the two universities. It's kind of a dislike between the two. You got Dion and whatever, stuff that he's bringing, that theme of the week. You got Colt, Punt. I can't say what I want to say, but coming back to Nebraska. So, I mean, the environment's going to be right. It's going to be electric. It's a night game. I mean, we should be coming off of a win, so hopefully to be able to be undefeated at home is the goal for the year. I'm expecting, it to be a crazy night.
It's going to be fun. One thing's for certain, Nebraska won't be wearing alternate uniforms that game or any other game. Shout out to Unknown Texter because that's where we're going next. We got to throw it to break first, though. But 15-15, Unknown Texter chimes in and no alternate jerseys. And that news did come out today. A little bit surprised by it. I tried to defend Adidas. It's getting tough. We'll talk about that on the other side. Don't go anywhere. We got the Don't Punt Hour with the Morning Pierson-El.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Announcing Acres' end of summer sales event. Acres has dropped its prices on select late model John Deere tractors, combines, and corn heads. Act now and upgrade your equipment before harvest season. Trade in your old equipment today and get unbelievable discounts that could save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to buy. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in Don't Punt Hour. We got the former Husker himself, DeMornay Pierson-El, streaming in. If you guys want to join in, use the streams, use the Heart Starter, aim and text line as always. DeMornay Pierson-El, we got the text on the last break. No alternate uniforms. What are your thoughts on that? And this, real quick, to give the decision, kind of what we know most, but this one from Luke Mullen of the Lincoln Journal-Star. Quote from Rule, there's no alternate uniform this year. There was nothing planned for this year. I think that was just sort of a philosophical decision. Thoughts?
It sucks because that's kind of, the thing that you want. But I mean, they were running out of steam, honestly. Not gonna lie. Like every year, it's like, what are we doing? Or they recycled, the same uniforms or something like that. They're handling business. They're focusing on things. They don't want any distractions or whatnot. And honestly, when you come to think about it, or you think about, you can say the True Bloods or, the bigger universities, like, do they really have alternate uniform? Does Alabama have it? No. Does Penn State have it? No. Well, I even hate to say Texas, but Texas, no. Like, so I mean, it's not uncommon. So it might be, just one of those things that they started to, for this year, let's just stay on track. And it's something that, the team can be rewarded for probably, later on, down the line in a year or two. But, they're keeping football, and that's the focus.
Yeah, it's whatever. I think it's lame.
Like it sucks, but like, do I want alternate uniforms? Like, yes, but like I said, the last couple of ones for Adidas, it's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's my whole beef with it.
They've had some good ones, and then they had some, I don't know.
I'd say 3/4 have been, I don't know. Last year, you can make the argument this would be year 2 without an alternate uniform. I don't care what you say about last year. It was stupid. The little blue that you couldn't see. I mean, you had to get the in-depth, high-resolution photo shoot pictures to understand those were our alternate uniforms because they had the blue, the slightest, not even 1 inch, maybe like a millimeter outline around the numbers and names of blue. And you just couldn't even notice. I think the year before was the scoring explosion where they faked the mesh jerseys. Couldn't really notice. The 1 year was horrible.
Yeah, I got all my alternate uniforms. My senior year, we had the mesh jersey, and I was like, this is terrible. It's the same uniform. Like, what? This is not an alternate at all. I think the year after I left, it was like the old school leather top, whatever. That was terrible.
Hideous. Yeah, that was
hideous. Absolutely not. The red in uniform, that was nice. Like, they could have built something off of that one. The all white uniform, that was okay. The black uniform with the red crumb, that was fine. Like, they've had some hits, but it's been more so misses than not hits. So I'm not. I mean, it's not. They're not really doing this justice. You know, like I said, I don't know if it's so basic or so common that you kind of can't think outside the box. But it's like, all right, now come on, you should be able to do something.
And we're streaming only, so I'm going to bring this up. We're all going to suffer through. What are we doing here?
Terrible. No.
What are we
doing? No. I don't care what nobody says. I want to say like A&M did something like that, like in like 14 or 15. And I felt like it was just kind of a piggybacking off of that. Like I said, I hated it. It was I didn't like it at all. No.
It just looks terrible. And I don't know what this is with our alternates, but it's like, is anybody in that room saying maybe not go that way? I don't know who's pulling the trigger on all of these crazy alternate uniforms. Trying to find the mesh jerseys out there as well for the scoring explosion. Yeah, was the scoring explosion the same one as the helmet?
Huh?
Was the mesh jerseys the same time with that helmet where they wore the leather strap helmet? Was that the same alternate? I think it might have been.
No, it was a different helmet. I think I want to say it was like they might have had the numbers on the side or something like that. I can't remember. Or I might be getting that confused with the military uniforms that they wore. It was like all white. It was differently. Those two kind of blend together for me, but I don't think they had a different helmet. They might have not. But it wasn't an alternate uniform. It was just an alternate jersey that was regular.
Yeah. I mean, we've barely hit it out of the park, and I'll show just my favorite. And I think this was the 9/11 Memorial game as well, which this was the one time it felt like Nebraska actually got it right. They nailed it. And that's where they had the NU logo as well. I think if you're going to go alternates, it doesn't have to be crazy, but just something even as simple as the logo going white, giving it the NU, adding some silver to it. Like,
that wasn't bad. After that looked like Damien too. I think it is. Yeah.
That was the guy who served.
Damien. Yeah, he is Navy SEAL. Yeah.
Tough guy.
Different, completely different. I think the best ones, like I said, I like when they had the N versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin's jerseys were ugly. Ours was a lot better.
Wisconsin's were hard to look at.
Huh?
Wisconsin's were hard to look at. That was, and I'll be honest, I'm going to say Nebraska's weren't great either. That might have been the biggest eyesore game. Alternate
with the N, I like the N. The N was different. That was different. I like that one. That one, and then the black shirts, the black jerseys with the black on the helmet. Those, and I know they done it twice. I want to say they did it in 13 and they did it in, I think, 19.
Are you talking about these black uniforms? Man, that's a tiny JPEG, but there you go.
No, that was 2015. I got that jersey, not that one. It's when they went against Wisconsin. Was the N, and then I want to say, I think they have Adrian in it and Taylor was in it. They had the black shirt skulls on the shoulder pads.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about. I'd have to find time for it.
I think those is probably like if you're going to do an alternate something like that, pay tribute, to something for the university with that. I thought those were pretty nice.
Yeah, there's a few that have hit. I think anytime you break out the black shirts, it's a little bit of hold your breath because it's like, are we going to play up to the standard of what those alternates mean? So maybe that's an argument. But to me, it's like a philosophical decision. Us getting locked in on alternates. That's why we're losing games. It's not the damn uniforms.
It is not.
Uniforms are a way to make money. Let's not psych ourselves out here. It's until we win 9 games, we can't do alternate uniforms. Sure. I mean, if you want to take that route, but that's not why we're losing games. It's just, we're all aware of that.
Completely.
So why wouldn't you do it? Like, to me, it just seems like a home run for NIL money, especially in today's era. Like, you can, if you buy the alternate uniform and you get this number, part of it will go to the student athlete as well. It just feels like today's era, you look for every avenue to make money, and it seems a little bit shameless at times, but that's where college football is.
Like I said, I mean, it's more so of it might be, you know, Adidas and Nebraska going in a different way with things or something like that. I don't necessarily know why, but I mean, like I said, I think of it as a distraction, maybe, to kind of don't worry about it, and let's just, like I said, just get back to playing football.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna have a meltdown over it, but at the same time, I just think it's like a silly excuse to kind of blame it on, well, we just don't have our priorities straight. Like, if it's really the jerseys, we're living in a bizarre world. But this leads me to the other point, and since we're talking about uniforms, do you like this from Oklahoma State? They go ahead and slap on the barcode to the back of their helmets, so if people want to donate, they just scan that barcode and they can send those people money directly.
That's different. That's
what I thought.
I thought it was necessarily to other athletes. It wasn't necessarily. It was like I thought the barcode meant like the money sent in would be distributed like amongst the team.
Oh, that could be. That's good correction if that's the case.
I thought that's what more so my understanding was. You can see something like that starting a trend. Again, I think you'll see a lot of, you know, outside of the box thinking with a lot of this NIL stuff, because like I said, I mean, it's different ways to make money now. So, you know, people's organizations or universities' marketing departments, you know, they're throwing anything at the whiteboard to see what sticks. So I think that's outside the box. I don't think that's bad. Like I said, that could be something that you'll see, you know, elsewhere. It's just, you know, who's running that and making sure that exactly, you know, what's going on. I'm pretty sure they have that handled or whatnot, but it would be a further breakdown exactly of, like, you know, what does that look like? But I like that idea.
Yeah, it's right. Like, at this point, we mentioned it before. We talked about Pilot on being on the field for Tennessee. It's like, you're in this area, find avenues for money, and you are right to make this correction. You cannot just pay him directly. So what does happen? You scan that QR code, and it will direct fans to the team's team image and likeness fund. So it'll send you to the page so you can donate to their NIL fund and for the program, not for that individual player.
Okay. I'm about to say, I thought it was something along the lines of that. Like I said, it's outside thinking, you know, of the box. You'll see probably something like that get adopted by, you know, most universities or whatnot. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's people are on their phones. People are always, you know, recording stuff and whatnot. It takes you a couple 2-3 minutes to get that situated and done. Like I said, it's not anything bad. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It seems like, and it doesn't really distract too much. It's barely noticeable. It's on the back. I'd imagine it's on the back, so it doesn't get super scuffed up, and it's still viable to scan. And it's not taken away from the helmet. Like, it's in the back. You barely notice it. Every team's got a handful of stickers they decide to throw on that back side anyways.
Either side of it, you know what I'm saying? It's simple.
It's a good idea, though. And I think that's what we'll wrap up on the last segment here. We'll try to pitch some of our own NIL ideas. How can we get Nebraska football some extra revenue? Because that's, again, whether you like it or not, that's the state of college football. How can you continue to stack fat amounts of money into your NIL fund, because that's probably what's going to swing a lot of those players. So don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling. We'll talk some NIL ideas on the other segment. Don't Punt Hour with the Morning Pierson-El.
Announcing Acres' end of summer sales event. Acres has dropped its prices on select late model John Deere tractors, combines, and corn heads. Act now and upgrade your equipment before harvest season. Trade in your old equipment today and get unbelievable discounts that could save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to buy. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of the Don't Punt Hour. We're going to focus and dial in a little bit more on the NIL and maybe what are some of the things Nebraska can do to try to get ahead of it or stay on top of it. We're never really sure. That's one thing that's been an eye-opener throughout all this NIL is everybody says they're the best. That's not possible because that's everybody. So I don't really know. It feels like Nebraska's sitting in a pretty good standing with NIL, but surely there's always other avenues for more revenue you can try to put into that fund. Do you go to the route of maybe doing something like Tennessee does, or do you think if you're Nebraska, you kind of just try to stay hold? You don't really need to be selling rights to on-field ads, or worst case scenario, I think you rename the stadium, but people would have a meltdown.
The renaming the stadium ain't happening. Like that's out of it.
Yep.
You can get outside the box. You can something of a bidding war to whoever donates the most money. You get to pick 2 Huskers to have breakfast with for a week. So I mean, you got a whole week. Okay, this week our winner is X, Y, and Z. Or for home games, you got what 5-6 home games. Mm-hmm. 4 home games. Okay, if for each week or whatever home week, whatever it is, you get to pick 2 people that that you want to have breakfast with or lunch with or whatever. Just as long as it's not including with practice. There are different ways that will generate stuff for the right people with involving the team, because everybody in the state is always watching closely or whatnot. So the biggest thing is necessarily giving them a little bit more access to things that they might not typically have. That's at practice or being around or something like that for a period of time. I'm not saying that they got to be with them 24/7, but a couple hours of the day and everything like that for a few days, 2-3 days, a week throughout the week or whatnot, to be fine. I think you kind of got to crack on that just a little bit, not necessarily break it over anybody's head or whatnot, but at least give that option to people, because people do want to get involved and to know players and whatnot, and you'll be making memories. So I feel like that's an easy way to kind of get things going and whatnot on that end of things.
Yeah, and they've certainly had some packages before where they do try to kind of implement that stuff. I think just as far as I would go is I'd be willing to maybe slap a logo on Memorial's grass. It's actual grass now, which is fantastic. But anything other than that, certainly just said kind of half-heartedly, probably never going to rename the stadium. I think that's the one meltdown thing you could do. But
what about like having a flag or something flown every time points are scored or something like that? Not necessarily the field, but you get your own flag as the fireworks and everything go off and they run through the end zone or whatnot, and you got your own flag of whatever you want here. That'd be something worthwhile.
I wonder how much it's like you get to run out of the tunnel. Maybe you're on the back end of it, you're not up front, but even stuff like that.
No, lead them out the tunnel. What's wrong with not lead them out the tunnel? That's different. I'm not saying you got to be exactly it, but you walking out with the team and you get to the gates and off to the races. That'd be small things. That's not anything that's gonna hurt the team. You know what I'm saying? But it's making it fun and worthwhile for the fans or whatnot, because not everybody can necessarily get to do that. So for you to experience that, you can, like I said, 5-6 times out of the year, and it's just a different person because all right, that's fine. That's nothing crazy.
Yeah, and I think the players would be like, no, that's fine. Thanks for the money, man. Like, we appreciate it. You put a lot of money into this program. Yeah, you can take it out.
They're gonna take a couple little pictures. They're gonna say the prayer and everything like that. Open the gates. Woo, we out. Let's go. It's simple.
Yeah, and that's like an experience that is up there above. Like, it's just hard to replicate. I think that'd be kind of worth it.
Yeah.
There's some ideas you can definitely do. I think that's a fun one. And if you do decide to put logos on the field, you just got to be careful. Like, don't put a GoDaddy sponsor on there. Like, it's got to kind of fit. John Deere would look a lot better. Like, that's the only stipulations there. Is like,
or like for the day or whatnot, because I know how they have the hot dog shooter or the t-shirt shooter.
Oh yeah.
Everything like that. Like, you can have people with shirts on and there throughout the whole game. That particular cart, will have whatever company logo on it. They'll shoot shirts mixed with stuff for the university and like that. But you got one whole game or a half or whatever or a quarter, to be seen, be on the field. You can be, the person around while they're giving the interviews or something like that. Because I remember when Will came back last year for the Michigan game, they had him on shooting and stuff and everything like that. Like, that would be neat. That would be fun and everything like that. That's not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to harm anybody. But, you got to get your way to kind of, you got to put up to kind of get there. So there's tons of things around the stadium that I think that necessarily wouldn't hurt the image or hurt the team or anything like that you can do that will make things memorable for people and allow people to actually feel a little bit closer to the team on game day.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I actually like those ideas quite a bit, and we'll see as this thing evolves. Like, there's going to be not just Nebraska, schools all over the country are going to be figuring out new avenues and ways to get a few M's into that NIL fund. So that being said, we'll wrap it up. We'll probably dial up on some more football as we get closer to week 0, and then NFL, we'll really dial on that tomorrow. So that's going to wrap it up. Don't Punt Hour. What's Brewing? Chance of Brewington up next. We got Justin Adams. Good morning. Appreciate the time. We'll do it again tomorrow.
See ya.